This is the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District Board meeting. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. It's 3 p.m. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Blyle.
Yes.
Brown.
Here.
Fasella.
Present.
Friedman.
Here.
Nudo.
Here.
Ula.
Yes.
Barnes.
Here.
Quorum present.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the agenda as distributed?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll move on to the public hearing. The primary purpose of this hearing is to receive input from the public on the proposed fiscal year 2027 Budget and Appropriation Ordinance for the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District for the period from July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. Beginning on May 23rd, 2026, copies of this tentative budget were made available for public inspection on the district's website, mtd.org, under Public Hearings Documents. The notice of public hearing appeared in the News Gazette on May 22nd, 2026, and the affidavit of publication is available for inspection. Are there any comments from the public on MTD's proposed budget and appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2026? Please approach the table and state your name and address. This is an opportunity to make a statement to the Board of Trustees as a whole. We do not answer questions. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. Hearing none, I declare this public hearing on MTD's budget and appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2027 is closed. Next on the agenda is audience participation, and seeing no one in the seating here, we'll move on. The next agenda item is there a motion to approve the Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit District Board meeting minutes from May 27th, 2026?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to communications. Are there any communications from the board? Okay, hearing none. Next is the managing director's report. Carl?
Thank you. First, I'd like to start with an introduction of another new advisory member that we have. The University of Illinois Student Senate has appointed a new student representative, and that is Cade Witt, sitting at the end over here. So welcome, Cade. All right, I'm going to move on to the statistical report. It is for the month of May 2026. And for May, the total ridership reached 804,176, which is up 3.9% from May of 2025. Fiscal year to date ridership reached 11,463,680, a 4.1% increase from the same point last year. Moving on to the operating revenue, the May 2026 operating revenue was 5.4% below May of 2025. Year-to-date operating revenue was 0.8% below fiscal year 2025. And just a reminder that predominantly is due to lower interest rates. So our interest revenue has dropped. The operating expenses, May 2026 operating expenses were 8.2% above May 2025. Year-to-date operating expenses were 4.3% above fiscal year 2025. And our year-to-date operating revenue was $1.5 million above budget, while our operating expenses were $3.8 million below budget. And with that, I will take any questions through page 38 of the report you have in front of you.
Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, we will move on to action items. The first action item is to consider ordinance 2026-11, adoption of budget and appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2027. Does anyone have questions for the staff? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve ordinance 2026-11?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further questions or discussion? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
Blyle,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Fasella,
Aye.
Friedman,
Yes.
Nudo,
Yes.
Ula,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes?
Motion carries.
Our next action item is to consider ordinance 2026-12, annexing certain territory, Cherry Hills. Does anyone have questions for the staff? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve ordinance 2026-12?
So moved.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Clearly, I'm very eager on this one as a resident of Cherry Hills, so.
Any other comments or questions? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Blyle,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Fasella,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Nudo,
Yes.
Ula,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Our next action item is to consider ordinance 2026-13, annexing certain territory, Illinois Power Ameren Services Tract. Does anyone have questions for the staff on this one? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve ordinance 2026-13?
So moved. Seconded.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Blyle,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Fasella,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Nudo,
Yes.
Ula,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Our final action item is to consider ordinance 2026-14, annexing certain territory, Carl Liberty on the Lake. Does anyone have questions for the staff? Carl?
I don't have a question for staff, but I want to point out that we do have an error in the ordinance that we need to get corrected. So I think I'd like to ask you, if I could, to do two motions. One, to correct the error, and then two, to pass the corrected motion. Is that how we would do it, Alex? Okay. So I'll tell you what the error is first. On page 65, in the first whereas paragraph, it says June of 2026, and those letters were sent out in May of 2026. So we just need to correct the month of June to the month of May. And so we will do that before we have you sign, Chair. One motion to make that correction, and then the second motion to approve the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to amend the ordinance to state 15th day of May of 2026 on page 65, if there's a second.
What page are you on?
Page 65. Page 65.
55. Thank you, sir.
65.
There you are, sir. So it's 10 pages further.
$65.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of making the correction, or do we need roll call? Okay. Will clerk please call the roll on this amendment?
Blile,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Fasella,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Nudo,
Yes.
Ula,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes?
Motion carries.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the amended version?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Will clerk please call the roll?
Blile,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Fasella,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Nudo,
Yes.
Ula,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes?
Motion carries.
Okay, the next regular Board of Trustees meeting will be on Wednesday, July 29th, 2026 at 3 p.m. here at Illinois Terminal, 45 East University in Champaign. We're going to adjourn briefly into closed session to discuss potential purchase or lease of real properties, followed by adjournment. Do I hear a motion to adjourn into closed session?
So moved.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Blile,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Fasella,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Nudo,
Yes.
Ula,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes?
Motion carries.
Okay, there will be no further action